Welcome to the deep dive. We take your sources, the articles, the research you send us, and really dig in. Today we're tackling something, well, pretty universal if you live in a city. It's that awful feeling of hunting for parking. You know, you're circling, maybe near a concert or the office or even the train station, you see brake lights flash. Yes, but nope. Tiny spot, you're in an SUV, it's just frustrating. But what if that shared headache is actually an opportunity? Maybe one's sitting right on your property.
Exactly. And it's more than just, a bit of extra cash. What's really interesting in the sources is how this taps into, well, making cities work a bit better.
Yeah.
It's about using space that's just sitting there, empty, especially when parking's scarce, turning a sort of idle patch of ground into something useful for the community. The idea itself is pretty simple. Rent out your driveway, your parking spot. You list it on a site like Spacer, maybe JustPark, and you say when it's free. Weekdays, nights, just for that big festival downtown. You do the basics, make sure it's clear where they park, maybe a quick note on security. But the platform, they handle the bookings, the money, even the insurance. It takes a lot off your plate.
Right, so it turns that frustration into potential income. But let's get down to what are we actually talking about? Money-wise, what do the numbers look like? Because the figures here are kind of eye-opening. The sources suggest, like, in a regular city, one spot might make $5 to $10 a day, which, okay, doesn't sound huge daily, but it adds up, right? That's maybe $150, even $300 a month for one spot. And here's where it gets interesting. Got two spots. Or you're near, say, a training center or a venue charging hourly. You could be looking at, well, over $500 a month just from that patch of idle asphalt. Those are pretty compelling figures. But wait, what about platform fees? Did they take a big cut? Or are there other costs hiding somewhere?
That's a fair question. The platforms do take a commission, yeah, usually a percentage. But those estimates we just talked about, you generally factor that in. And honestly, for most people, the service they provide, marketing, payments, insurance, it outweighs the fee. So, okay, getting started. How do you actually do it? It's pretty actionable. Step one, and this is crucial, check local rules, zoning laws, any HOA stuff. You have to do that first. They really vary. Cleared that. Okay, sign up on a site, then photos. Get good, clear pictures of the spot and list the features. Is it covered? Got an EV charger? Maybe mention the width, for bigger cars. Pricing. Look around. See what similar spots nearby are charging. Be competitive, but don't sell yourself short. Then just launch the listing. And maybe push it a bit harder when big events are happening nearby. That's peak time.
Okay, so it sounds, on the face of it, pretty low effort once you're set up. Passive income, you control the schedule. Seems good. But there's always a flip side, isn't there? What are the potential headaches, things people should watch out for?
Definitely things to consider. You do need to keep the space maintained. Clearing snow in winter, keeping it free of leaves or debris, maybe ensuring the lighting's okay if it's rented overnight. And while the platforms help, you might get the occasional no-show. It's annoying, so check their cancellation policy. And keeping up with those local rules zoning, HOA that's ongoing, they can change. But, and this is a big plus, the major platforms usually have pretty solid insurance. That covers a lot of potential issues like damage or liability. Gives you real peace of mind.
Yeah, that insurance piece is key. And thinking about maximizing things, those pro tips are great, like offering little extras. An EV charger is obviously huge now, but maybe even like basic car cleaning supplies available, or just really professional signage makes it feel premium. And partnerships, that's clever. Teaming up with a local coffee shop or gym for a discount deal. And dynamic pricing, definitely. Jacking up the rates a bit for game nights or festivals when everyone's desperate for a spot. Makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you pull it all together, that empty driveway, it's not just empty, it's potential income hiding in plain sight. It really is a low-risk gig, fairly low maintenance, with, genuine upside, turning pavement into profit.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What other assets are just sitting around us, underused, waiting for someone to spot the opportunity?